Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jason's RC Reviews. Today we will be doing a review and flight of the Eachine E010C FPV quadcopter. This is probably about the cheapest beginner FPV quadcopter that is ready to fly. Now I'm saying ready to fly, but that doesn't mean it has goggles. You're gonna have to buy your goggles separately with this one, but it does come ready to fly with a transmitter and battery. This is basically an E010 with an FPV camera in the package. So taking a look at the quadcopter here, you can see it's very similar to the E010. Same style, except for, of course, you have this little tiny FPV camera on it. Does a great job. On the bottom here, exact same as the E010. And yeah, so you can see with the camera here, no soldering required. It just comes with a plug on the board, and then there's a plug in the camera. You just use this wire to connect it, and then you have power. You can see here you have this little rubber band that they provide for you just to hold the camera down. And now let's take a look at the rest of the stuff in the package. So of course they give you your little toy grade transmitter. It's not a great transmitter. It works. It's not the best experience though, but I suppose it works for the price. You might notice with mine here I have an antenna sticking out of here, and that is because it will actually give you better range. All you have to do is open up the transmitter, and then you have to go on the board there, and the antenna is somewhere usually inside. And I just did a little bit of a cut here, if you guys can see. I just used a knife, cut away a little bit of the plastic so I could stick the antenna through, and that will give you much more range. Next thing, you have your little flight battery. See here, you can see it's a 3.7 volt 150 milliamp 45C little tiny battery. Works fine, gives you a decent amount of flight time, about 2 to 3 minutes I find, which is not terrible considering there's nothing different about this compared to the regular E010. They also do provide this little charger for you. You have this little end on here to charge the battery. Just USB. You can plug it into a wall adapter or even a power bank if you're on the go. You have your spare set of props, but that doesn't really help much considering it's just, well, you have these protectors around here. It's not gonna, the props really, it'd be pretty hard to break these props. Next you have this little canopy for the drone. I find that you don't really want to use this because it lessens your flight time a lot, and you have almost no power with it on. But if you were to upgrade the motors on it, then it would be probably a good idea to put it on, because it does protect your camera a lot. But I just find with the stock motors on there, it really degrades your power. You have to put it like full throttle just to get it up in the air. And never mind once you start getting at the end of your flight time. And of course you have your little stock canopy cover. You can actually fly this without the camera on there first if you want to learn to fly without it first if you want. And last but not least, you have your instruction manuals. One for the camera and one for the drone. I am a first-time FPV user, so I'm pretty new to this. I did recently just buy a pair of goggles and everything for it. I wanted to go a cheap route, so that I didn't want to invest too much money if I all of a sudden didn't like it or something. I do like it a lot, so I'm planning on buying a couple more FPV drones, and maybe eventually getting into race drones. Not sure though. Most likely it'll be a little while before that happens. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be putting FPV on an RC plane eventually too. That's usually pretty cool. Flying this thing is a lot of fun. You can pretty much go anywhere with this thing. It's so small. I mean, here's my hand size. It's like not much bigger than my hand, and yeah, that's really small. You can pretty much go anywhere you want. It doesn't fare well with the wind though. You don't want to have more than a couple mile/per-hour wind, because it doesn't have enough power to fight the wind. This would be probably best to be an indoor flyer. It usually works best like that too. The range isn't the best. You can't get much further than 30 or 40 feet away from you. It's alright for indoor. It works fine. If you're just flying indoors, it works fine. You can also fly it outside if it's a calm day. It's fun outside too, but you just have to make sure you don't have a lot of wind. Up next, I'll put some DVR footage of some flights from this thing. Overall, this is a good beginner FPV quadcopter. If you're looking to get an FPV, this would probably be a good choice because it's super cheap, coming in around the $40 mark, which is a steal, I think. Yeah, if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.